Guys, if you haven't checked out PrizePicks by now, you are missing out. The best and easiest way to play daily fantasy sports every single game day. It's super simple for the NFL. PrizePicks lets you pick from a number of player projections like passing yards, touchdowns, rushing yards, you name it. They also have other sports like NBA, NHL, and college football. Just pick 2 or more players, put them in your lineup, and boom, you're done. It's super simple, just you and the player projections. And to get you started, I partnered up with PrizePicks to give you guys a deal. When you use my code DoubleMove and play just $5 in lineups, they'll give you an automatic $50 more to play with. That's right, get a $50 bonus just for playing your first $5 in lineups. So, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description, use promo code DoubleMove, and get started today. PrizePicks, daily fantasy made easy.
Scott, the bottom then already fell out in Dallas. The top might as well too.
There you go.
Well, the Cowboys lost again. And if you've been keeping up with this team up to this point, I don't think anyone is surprised by that. If anything, I was kind of surprised that the game was as close as it was in the third quarter. Dallas pretty much trailed this game about 7 to 10 points for all the way up until the third quarter, but ultimately lost by 24, which seems reasonable. Now, there's a few key takeaways from this game that I wanted to kind of go over, so let's start with the coaching. First off, this coaching staff, at least Mike McCarthy and the offensive coaching staff, cannot manage a game. They can't manage a roster. They can't manage a game plan. Just all around right now, the Cowboys are at a huge disadvantage because of the coaching staff, especially when they're hurt, they have a backup quarterback, the defense stinks, whatever it is. The coaching is not going to give them any sort of schematic advantage. And the thing is, when you have all of those things going wrong and you're trying to win a game, it's not going to be easy. It's not. It's hard to win games in the NFL, even harder to do it when you don't have your guys on the field, but that's not an excuse because there were moments in that game that just screamed, I don't know what I'm doing from this coaching staff. The fake punt, the sprint right option call on 4th down, the same play call that the Cowboys offense runs every single 4th down when they gotta have it. The Texans weren't fooled at all. I literally sat on my couch and said, they're going to run a sprint option right, and they did. I guess it's the only play McCarthy feels comfortable with, which is weird because it doesn't work. And I honestly think that the Cowboys were in this game for a majority of it. Now, I didn't want them to win, but it did feel like they were sabotaged by their head coach and his decisions, his inability to figure out the run game. Cooper Rush throwing the ball 50 plus times. That's a crime within itself. Feels like your team is being sabotaged from within. Now, the Cowboys offensive line has really struggled to do anything up front this year. And although the offensive line, I thought, played better in this game, Cooper Rush just can't move. He can't get outside the pocket and make things happen on his own. He's not going to bail out your right tackle when he misses a block. So when things don't go perfectly up front, wide receivers aren't really getting open, it's a disaster. So to have your backup quarterback, drop back 50 or more times, actually drop back 61 times, you are risking a disaster 60 times a game against a good defense. And for me to say that the offensive line actually played pretty well, they did. Out of the top 8 quarterbacks that have thrown at least 50 or more passes in a game this year, Rush had the least amount of pressures per dropback on 26.2%. Yet, he was sacked 5 times because everything has to be perfect, and the play caller isn't helping. Because the criminal thing is, out of those 61 dropbacks, Dallas ran play action on 9% of those. That is 6 play action plays all game long. The defense didn't have to think about a single thing. I mean, Dallas and Mike McCarthy aren't known for using motion, but the defense, a good Houston defense, knew every single time they were going to throw the ball, and it's just malpractice at this point to think you're going to win games with Cooper Rush throwing the ball 50-something times, hardly using play action, just all around a horrible game plan and execution by the coaching staff. And it's just tough. It's tough to get on here and make videos because at this point in the year, we are getting into scary, scary depths of fans giving up on this franchise completely, at least for this year. You know, It's been bad before. We've had to endure bad seasons, 2015 and 2020. But right now, there is no hope. At least in 2015, we could think about Tony Romo coming back. In 2020, there were some young guys stepping up. CeeDee Lamb was playing well. This year, there's nothing left. I just don't understand how Mike McCarthy even keeps his job for another 2 months at the rate that this is going right now. How does Jerry Jones sit up in the owner's box and watch this team play knowing his head coach isn't good? This team, this organization, they need life. And right now, Mike McCarthy, I think, is the last voice that locker room needs to be hearing. It's not really any positive things to build on for 2025 because Mike is completely cooked. The fan base is done. And it just doesn't look good for anyone right now. So with how bad Mike was, obviously the quarterbacks aren't going to look great either, or the quarterback, because Mike's game plan was terrible. It's been 3 years, still hadn't figured out the run game. Obviously, it's not all on Rush, but he is limited as a quarterback. The ball was floating through the air. The arm strength just isn't there. The maneuverability in the pocket, it's bad. All of it is bad. He's not going to give you a chance to win games, like I said, unless it's perfect. So, it's Trey Lance time. It's 3-7. The season's over. The Cowboys spent a 4th round pick on him, missed out on all the running backs. You gotta play the guy. It's Trey Lance time in Dallas. And there's a really sad stat that I found during this game. Since trading for Trey Lance, all the way back at the beginning of the 2023 season, Lance only has 4 more passing attempts than Brian Anger since joining the team. Yes, the guy that the Cowboys traded a 4th round pick for has 4 more passing attempts than the punter. Yes, that's the punter. I just don't get it. It's time for a change at quarterback. Jerry likes to say that Cooper Rush gives this team the best chance to win. I don't want to win. I want to have fun. And if Lance is back there running around, having a good time, only putting up 17 to 20 points and you're still losing, I don't care. But with a limited quarterback like Rush, what are you going to do? How are you supposed to have fun? So the final thing that I want to talk about, or at least ask you guys, is what do you want to see from the channel? I'm still planning on doing game recaps, maybe some previews here and there, ranting about certain aspects of this team, but I know a lot of people are just mad. So I have to ask, what do you want to hear from me, from the channel? What kind of content would make you guys semi-happy to listen to see? Head down to the comments and let me know, because what do we look forward to other than the draft? And I am very excited for the draft because me and Foots are working on the 2025 draft guide right now. It's going to be your go-to resource for draft day. Every player breakdown, combine stats, all of the top options for the Cowboys, and those for fantasy football. Find the future stars everyone else is sleeping on. Keep checking back on the channel because that is coming soon, and we are so excited to get that out to you guys as soon as possible. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.